Hey, how's it going? I actually wanted to have a conversation today. It's a dreary day where I am, and it's raining. Um, and it actually had me thinking about the properties of rain. Well, not necessarily the properties of rain, but um, so many different things as a child. When it would rain and you had the ability to, and it wasn't cold or anything like that, you wouldn't worry your mom and dad that you would get pneumonia. Stuff like that. And you would go out and you would play in the rain. And I just thought about that this morning, about the times as a child and actually as a grown adult too, where I would go out and, just kind of stand in the rain for a little bit, let the rain just kind of, fall on your face, enjoy the peace, that's the silence sometimes, or not silence, but, the quiet that comes from when it starts to rain. You kind of notice the world gets a little bit quiet. And that actually had me thinking a little bit deeper, so far as faith, my faith that people may have, in God, or the lack of faith and things like that. God talks, or God, there are stories about the Bible, in the Bible, where they talk about the tranquility of rain, how rain is, or it can be a peaceful thing. If I'm remembering correctly, and I apologize if I'm not. But it also talks about how rain can be a torrent, how, rains can cause floods, and, that there's a very, very, very important story in the Bible about rain causing floods. And it had me thinking about being a good person in this world, on how there will be many more days where you will be tranquil, days where life will seem peaceful, where you can share gospel, where you can share conversations and lessons, and it will be in a tranquil and basically just a, I want to say, a laid back kind of way. But there are going to be times where you have to cause a torrent. And when I say cause a torrent, I'm not talking about unjust anger, unjust, being upset, lashing out lashing out and doing wrong things. I'm talking about sometimes you have to bring the rain and flood the land for people who are supposed to follow you to understand that, their actions have consequences. And I've thought about that a little bit more deeper, so far as it pertains to my particular life and how it pertains to other people's lives and how God guides me. And you spend a lot of time as a human being trying to, take the easier route to get people on board. But sometimes with some people, they don't want to get on board. The only thing that they understand is floods, torrents, and hopping on a ark just to save their life, when they could have just lived right, and God wouldn't have flooded the land. I'm hoping that I'm making sense, and I apologize if I'm not. I'm actually saying this as, trying to wake up through the course of the day, and I apologize if it seems like it's rambling, but I was thinking about how peaceful it was as a person, as a child, to stand in the rain and let, God show you his works as it washes away, things from the land, impurities from the air, and what you should do in your life. And you don't have to take my word for it. Actually, just read the Bible. There's many different things in it that will tell you what you would do in your life, is you can allow God to wash away misery, wash away sadness, wash away, regret, wash away all of those things, if you allow God to come into your life and just wash it away. But sometimes when you're hard-headed, when you don't want to do what God has, been calling you to do. And God doesn't beg, but God pleads with you to do the right thing. And when you don't do it, when you don't want to do it, that's when God brings the floods. That's when God brings the torrents of misery. And he shows you, hey, my child, listen, this is what I protect you from every day. And in me protecting you from this every day, I only ask of you to be an obedient child and do what's right in the best interest of all my children to walk the land. And you cannot do that. So here is a fraction of the misery that you will see if you continue going where you're going. And I take that to heart. Honestly, I really do. I mean, like I say, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody thinks the wrong things because we're human beings, and we're we sin. We do the wrong thing sometimes, and we try to do the right thing sometimes. But more times than not, sin or devils or demons, they get in your ear and they want to make your life miserable. But it is up to you to listen to God. Stand firm in your belief of God, and do the right thing, because that's the only way. And when I say it's the only way, it really genuinely is the only way that peace will come into your life. When God gives you a leader that guides you, you got to listen. If that leader is showing you what to do, how to do it, and it's of benefit, you're a fool not to listen. Oh, wow. I guess there's an accident. Okay. So, what I say is stand firm in doing the right thing. Know that if you get guidance that is a tranquil rain, let it wash away the problem. Don't sit and create more of that very same problem to where the rain becomes a torrent. It becomes unbearable for you. Because God doesn't want you to suffer through the floods. And God made that promise to us that he would not do that. And I'm sure that everybody that guides you is making a promise to you that, hey, we can do the right thing and move forward in life being happy. Or we could suffer in misery. And as a person that may guide you, they don't want that. Be it a parent, be it a spouse, be it, I wouldn't say a boss, because bosses don't really care about you fundamentally as a person. Some do, but most don't. It's just a job. But what we have to understand is that doing the right thing is like walking out in the rain and let it wash away. When you wash away things, they usually go away. They find themselves in a puddle. They find themselves, in a river or anything like that, but they don't find themselves on you. So stand firm, do right, be good. I love you. God loves you. Be good, do righteous things for righteous reasons, okay? All right, take it easy.